Jake Paul says he's retiring after double broken jaw, crushing defeat to Anthony Joshua. Let me know in the comments what you think about the fight. Crazy. Yeah.
Willie D Live.
Jake Paul says he was retiring. He's going to retire after losing his fight against Anthony Joshua on yesterday. Jake Paul was knocked out, and
by the way, I didn't really know that he broke his jaw, So he got a pretty big punch on him. But I still feel like, dang. Like, you can't really tell since, like, we're watching through a camera, but, like, dang, he pushed his teeth in? He broke his jaw? Like,
reportedly suffered a broken jaw twice. I don't know how that happens, how you break a jaw in two places, but apparently his jaw was broken in two places. That's pretty bad. Get your jaw broken in two places. Now, I watched that fight, and I thought it was fixed because it just looked fixed the entire time. It just looked fixed.
Right.
Jake Paul was running around trying to make sure that he didn't get hit by one of those Anthony Joshua overhand rights. So he was staying out of the way, and I guess that was a prerequisite of what was to come, because it looks like a precursor to what was to come, because he looks like he had a good reason to be on his bicycle the entire time. Jake Paul was on that bicycle and he was getting out of the way. And when they finally did make contact, it didn't look good. And I think Jake Paul ran too much. I think he ran too much because he had never fought a fight where he ran the entire time. And maybe that running would have been okay for him had he been really in shape. If he had been in shape to run for 8 rounds. But he got really exhausted. And he got exhausted to the point to where he couldn't get out of the way of the punches. I don't know any of y'all who's ever been in a boxing ring before. But if you've been in a boxing ring before, it's easy for people on the outside to look at what's happening and say, man, how did he catch him? He didn't see that punch coming? Man, let me tell you something, fam. I had a fight in Austin. This is a pro fight. I had a pro fight in Austin, and I was sick. I had a cold. But I went into the fight anyway. I fought this dude. It was a 4-round fight. So I go in, the first 2 rounds, when you work out for months at a time, you want to fight. You don't want to cancel a fight. Even if you're sick, if you're injured, you don't want to cancel a fight. So I wanted to fight. So I go into the fight, and I'm sick. My everything messed up. But fight time come, and I think I'm ready. So I get in the ring, and I'm feeling pretty good. First 2 rounds, I'm doing whatever I want to do to the dude. I'm tagging him. Bing, 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 bing. I'm just doing whatever I want to do. 3rd round come. He starts closing the gap. Now he starts making contact. In the 3rd round, he's making contact. And he's making contact more than I'm thinking he should be able to make contact. So now he's catching me with stuff that he couldn't catch me with in the first 2 rounds because I was more alert. I was a lot more mobile. By the 4th round, I'm fighting to really survive, and now I'm trying to stay out of the way because I realize I can see the punch coming, but I can't get out the way. I see it coming, but I can't get out the way. My body won't let me get my mind saying, get your ass out the way. You finna get hit in your nose. I can't move. So Now I'm trying to get on my bicycle to make sure I don't mess around and get knocked out. Luckily for me, I had built up enough of a lead to whereas I had the first two rounds. I dominated the first two rounds. He won the second two rounds, and they called it a draw. But yeah, when you're in that boxing ring and you get tired, you start getting exhausted, your mind can tell you to get out of the way. And those punches can come really slow, and they still gonna hit their mark because that body just won't cooperate. It will not cooperate. So Jake Paul says that he's getting out of boxing. He's going to retire now. I don't believe him. I don't believe he's going to retire. I don't believe that Terrence Bud Crawford is going to retire. Primarily because it's just too much money out there on the table. It's way too much money. Jake Paul just made damn near $100 million last night. Damn near $100 million. $100 million.
We have got to the point where literally
look, fam, I'm not going to say I'll go in knowing that I'm going to get my jaw broken for $100 million. But if I suffer a broken jaw and I got paid $100 million, I'm going to heal up just fine. I'm not going to, I'm going to heal just fine with that broken jaw, knowing that I just picked up $100 million check. I'm going to heal just fine. Because I've had other body parts broken before and didn't get no money. I ain't get no money out of the deal. So, yeah, I can figure that out. But I don't think Jake Paul is going to retire. He is one of the biggest draws. Right now, I think he probably is the biggest draw in boxing, and he's not even what most people would consider a real pugilist. He's not really a pugilist. He's more of an entertainer. He's a YouTuber, entertainer. But he's getting out there and he's boxing world-class fighters and picking up tens of millions of dollars. He made $40 million when he fought Mike. Then he doubled back and got himself $100 million out of this fight. That's good money, man. He got to get back out there. All he got to do is come back down in size, go down to cruiserweight because he went up to heavyweight. All he got to do is go back down to cruiserweight and fight guys who are, who are a little bit more comparable in size, because this guy, Anthony Joshua, towered over him. And on top of that, he's still, even though he's 30, I think 36, he's still young. And then he's a lot more skilled. So if they were to really have a real fight, nobody would bet, like if it was really a fight and it wasn't fixed, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who would expect Jake Paul to win. You'd be hard pressed to find somebody who would actually bet on him. But turns out it looks like the fight wasn't fixed after all. I thought it was fixed. The way that they was fighting those first few rounds, I was like, oh man, look at what Anthony Joshua doing to his legacy. He's gonna destroy his legacy fighting like that. And then all of a sudden, he started turning up. So maybe they had a deal. Hey man, let's just kind of feel each other out the first few rounds. Let's kind of go light. Don't try to kill me, man. If you get to the fourth round or fifth round, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we still that then, if you want to go for it, man. But, let's try to put on a show for the first few rounds at least. Let's try to at least put on a show, right? And so it worked out for both of them. This fight actually has given Anthony Joshua more shine than all of his other fights combined. This one fight has given him more shine. Like he was.
This is a big deal. People want to see him
he
knocked
elevated
out.
to superstar level last night.
He won.
I think after that, yeah, just bullish. Yeah, after that Tyson fight, people were just done with this thing. People were done with that. People were done with that. They were like, man, that's it, man. I really hated to see Tyson fight like that. I hated to see that fight because somebody like Jake Paul should not have on their record that they beat Mike Tyson under any situation, right? It was a WWE or WWF type of setup, but still, that icon, at the end of the day, you still see what happens is when you start looking at the history books, everybody not going to watch the fight. Some people are going to see the records as time go by. Some people's going to see your record before they see your fight. And all they're going to see is loss to Jake Paul. Mike Tyson lost Jake Paul. And you're going to be like, they're going to be like, huh? Mike Tyson? So as great as Mike was, and as much as most people still believe that Mike would beat Jake Paul in a straight up fight, it tainted his legacy some. Because now people are going like, damn, you did that for a fight? You know, you did that for some money? You really tainted your legacy for some money?
I don't think it's a fixed fight, man. I think it was real. He's just old.
I add to my legacy for some money, but I'm not going to subtract from it. I'll add to it, but I'm not going in and taking an L for it. I'm not going to put an L on my legacy for some money. I'll put a W on it for some money, but I'm not going to put an L on it for some money.
Yeah, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Jake Paul might be retiring and shit.